If you're new to Google Sheets, you need to watch this video. In this video, I'll tell you how to get started with Google Sheets, what are the features that you get with Google Sheets, and what are its advantages over using Excel. So one main difference with using Google Sheets is that it's completely online. You don't have any offline applications that you need to install in your PC or laptop. With Google Sheets, the best part is collaboration. It's very easy to share your online spreadsheet with your team members or friends. There is a built-in intelligence using the power of Google, and it's seamlessly connected to other Google apps. You can also open Excel files with Google Sheets and edit them. And above all, it's secure as well as completely free for personal use. All you need to have is a Google ID. So let's get started by creating our first Google Sheets, and there are a couple of ways to do that. The first way is go to your Chrome and in the address bar type in sheets.new and Google will automatically open a new spreadsheet for you. The second way you can open a Google spreadsheet is go to your Drive and on the right hand side click on New, and in the drop down you can select Google Sheets and a new Google spreadsheet is opened. Let me rename this worksheet, and Google has automatically saved this worksheet in the Drive. I'll go back to my Drive and you will see there's a new Sheets Beginner worksheet created. Let me go back to the sheet again and show you the templates gallery as well. Clicking on File and then New and selecting from Template Gallery, I'll see a bunch of templates already present which I can leverage to create my Google Sheets. And these templates are organized by personal, work, etc. You have to-do list, monthly budget, schedules, calendars, invoices, expense reports, and if you click on any of these, such as let's say the expense report, you have a ready-made template already available, and all you have to do is modify the data in these cells to make them your own. I'll go back to my beginner's sheet. Now that I have renamed my spreadsheet, I have this spreadsheet editor open, and this is a single page in this spreadsheet workbook. So over here in the bottom left corner, this sheet is called Sheet 1, and I can do a few things with this. If I click on this down arrow, I have some options available to modify the sheet. I can duplicate the sheet, copy the sheet into a new spreadsheet or into the same spreadsheet. I can rename the spreadsheet. So if I want to call this spreadsheet data, I can rename it. I can change the color of the tab. So if I want to change the color to let's say blue, the sheet is highlighted in a blue color now. There are options to protect the sheet, hide the sheets. I can view the comments if there are any. I can move the sheet to the right or left if there were multiple sheets in this spreadsheet. And over to the left, there is an option to add more sheets. So I can add more sheets by clicking on this plus. And this option called All Sheets is a list of all the sheets that are present in this spreadsheet. Now let's take a look at the options at the top. For people who have already used Excel, they'll recognize a lot of options similar to the Microsoft Excel application. You have the File tab, the Edit tab, the View, Insert, Format, Data, Tools, Extension, and the Help option. And in the second row, you have the set of controls such as the Undo, Redo, the Print, Format Painter, the Zoom, some formatting options, the font options, the font size, bold, italics, text color, fill color, and so on. Now going into the editor, Google Sheets has columns and rows, and if I go to the last row, you'll see there are 1000 rows by default, and if I want to add more rows, let's say I want to add 10,000 more rows, all I have to do is tell Google I want 10,000 more rows at the bottom and click Add. Now the intersection of a column and a row is called a cell, and a cell is defined by its index address. So this cell will be named B2, and this cell name or address will be very important when you are writing formulas or referencing data inside the cell anywhere. You're able to select a column by clicking on the column name. Similarly, you can select a row by clicking on the row number. And if you want to select the entire sheet, you have to click on the top left and the entire sheet will be selected. Now, most of the time, there might be instances where you need to freeze the top row or the top column. For that, you can go to View and select Freeze options. You can select 1 row, 2 rows, 1 column or 2 columns, or simply go here and select this dark line and drag it to the line that you want to freeze. So if I want to freeze the first row, I'll pull it till here and you will see that my first row is frozen. And you can unfreeze the row by just clicking on that line and dragging it back to where it was before. Now, these cells can contain a large amount of data, and the data type can vary from text to numerics and currencies. For example, cell A1 has a text in it, cell A2 can have numbers in it, cell A3 can have, let's say, currencies. They can also have a mix of text and numbers. And if you decide to delete this data, you still have the option to see what was in that cell. You can right click, and there's this new feature with Google Sheets which shows the edit history. So if I click on that, I'll get a note with the edit history saying I deleted this value. That's a pretty cool feature that Google Sheets has, which I have not seen in Excel yet. Now let's build a small data set and do some operations on it. Now here is a sample data table with cryptocurrencies and some mock invested amount and the price of these cryptocurrencies in US dollars. Now first, there are a few formatting options that I can apply to this table to make it more visually appealing. I can select the first row of the table, select bold, and in the alignment I can center align it. If I want to increase the width of column A, I can do so by clicking on this line and increasing the length as per my wish. I can select the entire table and add borders to the table. I'll click on all borders and I can also select the border color. For now, I'll leave it as black and select all borders. I would like to color the header. Use the fill color option and give it a green color. I'll change the format of the invested column. For that, I'll go to Format, go to Numbers, and then select Currency. Now this table looks well formatted. Now Google Spreadsheets have the same functions as Microsoft Excel with regards to copy pasting. So if you ever want to copy this table, you can select the entire table and press Ctrl C. And if I want to paste it here, I just need to press Ctrl V, or I can even right click and paste. I can also use the paste special option to paste as values, as format, as formulas, and also transpose option. So if I click on transpose, my rows and columns have been transposed. There's also the option of selecting all the rows and dragging it across the rows. So if I want to copy the first 4 rows into the next 4 rows, all I need to do is click on the right hand corner and drag it. And you'll see the names have been copied. Now let's look at some arithmetic operators that you can use in Google Sheets. In this column, let's calculate the amount of cryptocurrency in this portfolio. So in this cell, I'll type in the equal to sign, and as soon as I type it, Google gives me a recommendation if I want to multiply, but what I want to do is B2 divided by the price of BTC and press enter. So there is 0.04 Bitcoins in this portfolio. And I can use the autofill option of Google Spreadsheets by clicking on the right hand bottom corner and dragging the formula below. So that's the amount of crypto in this portfolio. I can also do all sorts of addition, subtractions, and multiplication. So if I want to know the total amount of dollars invested in this portfolio, I can go to this cell B6, click on equal to, and I automatically get a recommendation by Google to use a sum formula, and that's what I want to do right now. So I'll hit tab and I get the total. Now there are a few other features such as comments and notes. So if I want to add a comment over here, I can click on the cell and right click and add comment. Now that you have seen some of the basic operations that you can do in Google Sheets, and if you have liked the content so far, subscribe to the channel for more videos like these. Now before we end this video, let's also look at some of the advantages of Google Sheets. Now one of the biggest advantages of Google Sheets is collaboration. So over to the right hand side, I can click on this share option and I can share this Google Sheet with as many people as I want. I can add people or groups. So for example, I can change the permissions of this person from an editor to a commenter or a viewer option only. And once I am done, I can add a message, notify the person, and hit send. I can also copy the link and share this spreadsheet via my email or social media. Now the next advantage of Google Spreadsheets is the extensions option. Clicking on extensions, I have the add-ons option. So if I click on get add-ons, I open the Google Workspace Marketplace, and there are a bunch of add-ons that you can use in your spreadsheets. I don't use all of them, but some of the most powerful ones that you can use in your spreadsheet are the Google Analytics mail mergers, removing duplicates, split names, fillable documents, QR code generators, and so on. So I'll close this, go back to extensions, and you can see I can record macros, import and manage them. I can use the App Sheet application of Google to create an app or view sample apps as well. So the extension feature in Google Sheets adds a bunch of powerful options to your spreadsheet. Now the next advantage of Google Spreadsheets is access to real-time Google data. Now as you can see, the USD price of Bitcoin over here is real-time because I'm using the Google Finance formula to retrieve the Bitcoin USD price at this moment. I can also do that to retrieve the stock prices of various other stocks and securities. For example, if I want to know the real-time price of Apple right now, all I have to do is enter equal Google Finance. I need to know the ticker value of Apple, which is AAPL. Close the formula and hit enter. At this moment, when the markets are closed, Apple's value is $174.31. Now one more feature of Google Spreadsheets is its ability to manipulate Excel workbooks. So over here in my drive, I have an Excel Basics worksheet, which I can double click, and Google Spreadsheet opens that Excel workbook in the spreadsheet environment, and I can manipulate it however I want. And it is saved automatically in my drive again. And if I want, I can go and download this Excel file to use offline. Now this video was an introduction to Google Spreadsheets. You have seen how to navigate the spreadsheet environment, add data, use formulas, and also looked at the various advantages of using a Google spreadsheet. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content.